Fame doesn't just shine, it burns. And for Justin Bieber, that spotlight never dimmed. From his teenage breakthrough to headline-dominated relationships, Justin has lived under relentless public gaze. Every photo, every lyric, every tear. Dissected, analyzed, judged. But while millions debated his choices, very few noticed the quiet unraveling behind the curtain. Beneath the sold-out arenas and glossy Instagram posts, a far more human story was unfolding, one of pain, of pressure, and of trying to hold on when everything feels like it's slipping. When Justin married Hailey Baldwin in a simple New York courthouse in September 2018, it seemed like the beginning of peace, a chance to step away from chaos and into something real. Fans were divided. Some called it impulsive, others romantic. But Justin? He looked relieved, like someone who had finally found stillness in a world that wouldn't stop spinning. Yet real life, especially married life, doesn't pause for fairy tales. And for these two, it didn't just get complicated. It got public. At first, their struggles seemed like the usual growing pains of young love. But then came something no one saw coming, something that would freeze Justin in place, quite literally. He started showing signs of a serious medical condition. And suddenly, the boy who once danced across stages for millions could barely move half his face. He later revealed that he had been diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a rare neurological disorder caused by the shingles virus that affects facial nerves and can lead to partial paralysis. Let that sink in. For a global performer whose entire life is built around facial expression, stage presence, connection, this wasn't just a health scare. It was identity-cracking. In a vulnerable Instagram video, Justin addressed his fans, calm but visibly changed. One eye refused to blink, one side of his face wouldn't smile. Even the simplest expressions were gone. You could see the heartbreak behind his stillness. The virus had attacked the nerves in his ear and face, and just like that, his world paused. His tour? Cancelled. His shows? Postponed indefinitely. For someone who had built his life around movement, stillness became a form of suffering. But behind the silence, there was Hailey, watching, coping, standing. And slowly, the story shifted from illness to endurance, from collapse to what comes after. Fans began to wonder, how was Hailey handling it all? The glamour of marrying a pop icon fades quickly when your partner suddenly faces facial paralysis, cancels his tour, and starts questioning who he is. Was she overwhelmed? Was she regretting it? Or was she suddenly carrying more weight than the world realized? The truth? Hailey didn't run. In fact, she leaned in, publicly supporting Justin, while privately weathering a storm that would shake even the strongest marriages. In interviews, she opened up, not in rehearsed, surface-level soundbites, but in raw, honest reflections. She admitted that things weren't perfect, that sometimes it felt like too much. But their relationship, despite the fame and fortune, was a daily choice, not a fantasy. The commitment. And through her words, fans began to see something deeper. This wasn't just a wife standing beside her husband. This was a woman learning what it really means to love someone, not just in highlight reels, but in the quiet, painful moments the world never gets to see. They weren't just surviving. They were choosing each other again and again. But Justin's health didn't just bring physical changes. It cracked something emotional open too. In a 2021 interview on In Good Faith, Justin admitted that despite everything he had, the global fame, the millions of fans, the achievements, he often felt completely alone. "You've seen my heart." Through it all, he told Hailey during that conversation. And that moment, it landed differently. Because it wasn't about showbiz. It was about being broken in front of someone and having them stay. Hailey, seated beside him, nodded with quiet conviction. "I was there," she said. "I figured it out. I've loved this person for a long time, and now is not the time to walk away." She didn't just say it, she meant it. And that simple, unwavering loyalty in a world of chaos became the foundation they kept coming back to. But loyalty doesn't always mean ease. Despite all their shared promises, there were cracks forming. Whispers of frustration. Silent distance. According to a report from Geo.tv, Hailey was feeling emotionally drained. Sources close to the couple revealed that Justin, overwhelmed by his diagnosis, began venting his pain, sometimes at her. Not in explosive outbursts, but in subtle, weary ways that made her wonder, Was love still enough? And then came a new detail fans couldn't ignore. Justin was spotted without his wedding ring. Not once, not twice, enough to start rumors. Was it just a forgotten accessory? Or a symbol of something slowly unraveling? The signs were piling up for fans who've watched their love story unfold. From whirlwind rekindling to courthouse vows, the questions started to shift from will they make it? Did they rush in too fast? And the truth? Even Hailey admitted it. In a 2019 Vogue interview, she said plainly, "Marriage is really hard. No romantic filters, no fairy tale fluff. Just raw truth. They were young. They were still figuring themselves out. And they were doing it in front of the entire world." Fast forward to 2022, and Hailey spoke with Harper's Bazaar, her voice steadier but her words heavier. "Life changes constantly," she said, day by day, week by week. In just 6 months, both she and Justin had faced serious health scares, not small things, not fleeting stress. Real life-altering challenges, and still she stayed. "You just have to learn to roll with the punches," she added. It wasn't romantic. It was honest. The kind of truth that comes from sleepless nights and private tears. That phrase, for better or for worse, had become real. Not a vow whispered in a white dress. A test lived every single day. And about that whirlwind wedding? Hailey didn't dodge the topic. On the Call Her Daddy podcast, she looked back at how fast everything happened. "Yeah," she said, "it was really quick." Even she knew how sudden it seemed from the outside. But inside their world, where the hours felt longer and emotions ran deeper, it made sense. It was a mutual decision, she said, and 4 years later, we're still here. Their story isn't perfect, not the kind that ends with fireworks and a sunset fade out. It's the kind that looks messy in real time, where healing takes longer than anyone wants to admit, and where every step forward risks being pulled back by public whispers and private doubts, but still, they keep choosing each other. Despite the headlines, despite the health scares, despite the fans who think they know them better than they know themselves, because love, real love, is rarely smooth. It's not measured in Instagram likes or red carpet appearances. It's measured in the quiet moments when no one's watching, when staying feels harder than walking away. But you stay anyway, whether or not they last forever. One thing's for sure, Justin and Hailey have fought harder than most ever will. Not just for each other, but for the version of themselves they're still trying to become. And if nothing else, that deserves a pause, a breath, and maybe a little grace.